Here at Fox 26, we continue to shine a light on the dozens of missing people who have vanished from the greater Houston area. In tonight's edition of The Missing, Fox 26's Gabby Hart brings us the story of a UT college student who vanished more than 40 years ago.
Brian Vargo attended the University of Texas in Austin. He went on spring break, but he never returned to campus. Decades later, his aging mother is still praying for answers and closure.
If he happens to be alive, we just want to know that he's okay.
Amanda Vargo Watkamps never got the chance to meet her uncle, Brian Vargo. And that's because he vanished 47 years ago at just 20 years old. She recently started digging into his disappearance in hopes of getting her grandmother, Brian's mom, some sort of closure.
He went missing in 1976 and an official missing persons report wasn't filed until 2021.
That's correct.
Why? Why is that?
I go back to my grandmother and say, well, who did you file it with? And she said HPD. HPD, again, didn't have any record of it. So that meant that they did not officially take one. But the whole time, she thought that she had. She thought that calling and letting them know was enough.
In March of 1976, Brian, who was a sophomore at the University of Texas in Austin, went on spring break. He was set to spend that break at a dude ranch in Colorado.
Kind of like a vacation ranch.
But somewhere along the way, his car, an older model Mazda, broke down. So he left it with the mechanic and caught a bus back to the Houston area and stayed at his parents' home.
How far did he actually make it before his car broke down?
We have no idea.
Where was the mechanic?
We have no idea.
Brian would then have his mother drop him off at a bus station stop in Katy, Texas. She didn't ask many questions. The assumption was he was heading back to his car and then to Colorado. Brian lived off campus with 2 roommates, and once spring break ended, Brian's family was alerted that he never returned to campus or to his apartment. The mechanic even called his father and told him Brian never returned for his car.
Well, he didn't get back to his car. This is a problem. Something happened.
His mother called the police and explained her concerns. Amanda says the officer her grandmother spoke with didn't take it seriously.
They said that he was an adult and he could go missing if he wanted.
As time passed, Brian's family started coming to the realization that he might never make it home.
In the 70s, it was very common for young men and generally people to just kind of go find themselves, figure out who they are and what they wanted to do. And that's what they thought that he was doing.
Brian Vargo would be 67 years old today. This age progression photo shows what he might look like if he's still alive. Brian's mother recently celebrated her 100th birthday. And Amanda says living this long with the pain of not knowing what happened to her son hasn't been easy. The internet wasn't around at the time of Brian's disappearance, and Amanda believes if it was, they'd have more answers.
The internet has brought us so many things like cameras everywhere. And timestamps for transactions, or even checking people's identities.
Amanda says as soon as internet searches came around, her father, Brian's brother, tried to find him.
My father's first search on the internet was for Brian.
Now, this family's only hope of getting answers is for someone who knows something to see this story and come forward with whatever information they might have. Anyone out there who remembers seeing Brian Vargo around March of 1978, this family, especially his mother, 100 years old, is desperate for closure and answers. Do the right thing. Call police or the Texas Center for the Missing. Remember, you can also report info to Crime Stoppers if you'd like to remain anonymous. For now, I'm Gabby Hart, Fox 26 News.